What's up, everyone? I'm Riley.
And I'm Corinna.
Welcome back to Point Blank. We have a lot of things to talk about, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We have to talk about the biggest thing that's in entertainment news right now, the halftime show of the Super Bowl. What'd you think?
I thought it was awful.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a big fan of The Weeknd.
Okay.
I don't think it was very appropriate for him to be, doing his thing at the halftime performance. It just wasn't interesting. Lyrically, like I said, it wasn't appropriate. Like, I wouldn't want my baby cousins watching or listening to the music.
Yeah.
It was boring, not entertaining.
I mean, I like all these lights that they're showing. I kind of liked the lights and like the set that they had. His outfit, good outfit, but there should be an outfit change. I feel like every Super Bowl performance, you need to have at least 2 outfits.
Yeah, but I will, like you said, like the lights, the background dancers,
like
the violin section.
The violins were
amazing. That was the hypest part.
The fireworks, I loved the fireworks.
Fireworks, they will catch a performance, and I feel like for his performance, it definitely needed something.
And I think that like the closing shot, when it was like a close up and then they had the fireworks like behind him, that was really cool.
Yeah.
But another part of his performance that I did like was when they were all marching onto the field.
Okay.
And it was like all of them marching in unison and they all had on the same outfits. I liked those. I thought that part was interesting.
Okay.
The outfits, I get that they were trying to go for his album's cover look, outfit, whatever it was. They were kind of scary for the halftime show.
Okay, have you seen the movie Us?
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. And I know for his new album cover, he was just trying to say he didn't want to fit, or people who are celebrities fit into that Hollywood, you need plastic surgery and all that. But to me, the costumes were very similar to the movie Us.
Yeah,
and that was
the fact
just
that there were so many of them lined
exactly,
up.
and running around.
Yeah. The scene when they were all in that gold whatever, and the
the
camera was
mirrors
so
and
close
everything.
to his face.
Exactly.
That was a little horrifying.
Yeah, it was kind of like the memes, oh my gosh, I lost my mom in the grocery store. What do I do?
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was subpar. I think it could have been worse. I think it could have definitely been better. But I don't know, maybe next year, hoping for Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I think she deserves it. So we'll see.
I thought she was going to be a guest on this one.
She definitely would have saved the performance.
He was supposed to sing Love Me Harder featuring Ariana Grande. Everybody was talking about it.
Okay.
She wasn't there. When I tell you I've never been more disappointed.
Because you're a big Ariana Grande fan, right?
I'm a big Ariana Grande fan. And I was just watching. I was all right, now she's going to come on.
You need to write a letter.
I should.
You should. Dear Weeknd, what
Dear
happened?
Weeknd.
We want Ariana, period.
But let's just keep our fingers crossed that she'll be next year or the year after that. But I don't know. She's pretty big now, so I know they don't get paid, which is
that's true.
Interesting. They have to pay to be on there.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know. I guess that's a whole.
Wow. I never thought about it like that.
But I don't know. We'll see. Whoever it is next year, hopefully they're a little better, but.
Way better.
He did. I mean, it was COVID, so.
It was COVID.
We'll give him that. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
And he spent a lot of time planning it out.
It was months of anticipation, his surgery, the album cover, and now it all coming to fruition at the halftime show. I'll give him credit for that. That was really cool.
Yes, I just feel like it didn't play the role that I was thinking about. I thought it was going to be bigger and better, but it was just eh.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 5, just to be nice, because what I want to give is probably mean. But I know that he worked very hard.
Yes. All right, well then, let's move on to our next discussion.
Okay.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Uzi, not again.
Not again is right. The diamond in his head. What?
Okay, first of all, okay, cool, you have the money to do that, but that has to hurt when he takes off his clothes. You just...
I'm glad that that's your biggest concern about the diamond in his head.
Yes, why would you do that? It looks like a third eye, but my thing, I think about safety. And Lil Uzi, he's just a character. He's that fun rapper. His music's trending on TikTok and stuff like that for the sounds, but you just think about it. When I get my earring caught in my shirt, I'm about to cry. But that on your forehead,
the middle of his head. And why don't you remind us how much it's worth?
$24 million.
$24 million.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Ridiculous.
How do you have that money?
I'd rather just have it like somewhere else, not my forehead.
Yeah, like get
Like we already
something.
know
Buy
you
a
have
house,
money.
Buy a boat.
Exactly. Buy us a boat.
Yeah, pay off my college tuition. Like
You
do
say that
something.
again, yeah.
But a diamond in the, I don't know. And apparently it's gonna cause like health problems for him. Like he'll probably die soon. But I mean, he did it to himself. He
really did.
implanted a diamond into
I
his
thought it was fake at first, but then
I thought it was fake too.
the more and more.
How did they do it? How did they?
I guess squeeze, pinch.
Like, I'm sure it probably hurts him a lot, like
Yeah.
every day.
And like how you can't sleep on your forehead.
No, what?
Like-
Wait, do you sleep on your forehead?
Well, I sleep on my stomach and sometimes. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. That's another discussion.
Yeah, but anyway, it's gonna be painful. Might kick the bucket soon. It's a lot of money, so
Wasted.
I just think it was a bad idea.
I agree.
A very bad idea.
Like it's not even cute. Like we
No.
already know that he has money.
It
You
looks
don't
like
need
it's
to.
falling off.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice diamond, but I don't want it on your forehead.
No, put it in a necklace.
Yeah,
Do something with it.
earrings, something.
Yeah, well, let him live his life.
Yeah, we'll see if that lasts.
Yeah, but speaking of somebody who can't live their life, Britney Spears. Ugh,
Jeez.
the documentary.
On Hulu,
On Hulu.
Framing Britney.
Framing Britney. What did you think of it?
I'm not a big Britney fan. Like
Okay.
I know I grew up like hearing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," and like I heard the thing with
Which,
like.
by the way, I didn't know that was her first ever single.
Neither did I.
I was like, wow, that's
Like in the movie, they were like, "Oh, and like she would play it at malls and everything."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I thought it just happened," you know?
Yeah, but I agree. I wasn't the biggest Britney fan, but as you can see, like through this trailer, they're getting a bunch of like different people's insight on the whole situation with her conservatorship. I didn't know what that was going into watching it.
either.
I still don't really know what it is, but basically her dad controls all of her money, and she has basically no rights.
Yeah.
To sum it up. I just think that's like mind blowing. And I was not the biggest fan of Britney going into watching the documentary. But after watching it, I was like, wow, this girl is like,
She's going
she
through
is
it.
going through it. But like before this whole conservatorship happened, she was like an icon. Like I
Yeah.
knew she was an icon, but she was like the it girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, that really, like her career just stopped because of this conservatorship.
And I know the documentary, like they filmed some of it like last year. And my thing was, I saw on TikTok when people were like, pray for Britney, but I was like, wait, what are they talking about? And they were talking about how she was like sending like mixed signals.
Yeah.
And then they had like a podcast in the Hulu documentary
Yeah.
saying like, they were dissecting it, like saying that she was needing help. And I was like, I never thought about it like that. Like the videos that she'd post and everything. I really hope the conservatorship like that.
Yeah, the court hearings are still going on, so I guess we don't know what's going to happen with it. I really hope it works out for her because I know she said that she is not performing and she's not making any music, nothing like that, until she gets out of the conservatorship. And it's Britney Spears. Like, people are itching to get more music from Britney
Exactly.
Spears. I'm sure she's itching to put music out.
Like, just imagine, like, someone from your family just controls you. I mean, like, yeah, of course, like, I can't do whatever I want right now.
Yeah.
You know, I
But
know my
she's also
parents.
an
But, like,
adult.
yeah, she's
She
an
has
adult. She has
kids.
kids. Exactly.
It's her dad. She doesn't have a good relationship with her dad, which makes it even worse.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay, maybe there's a reason for this conservatorship because she obviously had the mental breakdown a
Exactly.
while ago, the famous umbrella picture with the bald head. So I was like, okay, maybe there's a reason for this. But watching the documentary, seeing like the scene with the paparazzi, and that's like what the umbrella picture was from. And the guy was like, oh, she never told us to leave her alone. And the interviewer was like, what about when she said, leave me alone?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I thought she meant just for the night. I didn't know she meant forever. I'm like, are you delusional?
I was like, come on, let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, like if she's obviously going through it and she says, leave me alone. And you're like, oh, well, I was just going to leave her alone for the night. Like, I don't know. I just think there's so many things that add up to this being like an insane case. And I really hope that it works out.
I definitely think more people should watch it because again, like we both said, we weren't like diehard Britney fans or anything, but watching it was very eye-opening, and I
Yeah.
think definitely more people should listen to her
I
story.
agree. So if you're watching this, make sure that You go onto Hulu, watch. It's called Framing Britney, right? Framing Britney Spears.
By New York Times
By
and
New York
everything.
Times. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, super short, super good. So definitely watch that documentary. But let's move on to the next thing we're going to talk about, our top shows of 2020 so far.
Yes.
A lot of shows have come out. I know there's like Bridgerton, The Queen's Gambit. A bunch of people are raving about those shows. What is your top show so far?
I'm sure you can already guess this, but All American.
All American.
That has, season 3 dropped like 2-3 weeks ago. It's not on Netflix, but it's on CW. You can watch it. I think it comes on Monday or Tuesday nights. I'm not up to date, but it's definitely
Slacker.
a new. I know, really, I know. But I'm trying. But then another show that I've been watching is The Resident and 911, and they're both on Hulu. I guess I'm on the Hulu grind.
Yeah.
Netflix,
I love Hulu.
I haven't been on it as much.
Yeah.
So, what
Yeah.
about you? What are your top?
Okay,
shows?
my show, I've been loving it so far,
Okay.
is WandaVision
Okay.
on Disney Plus.
Okay, tell me about it. I've never heard
Oh
of it.
my God, it's so good.
Okay.
So it's about, do you watch any of the Marvel stuff?
No, but just pretend like I do.
Okay, so
Okay.
there's a superhero in the Marvel universe named
Okay.
Scarlet Witch, or Wanda Maximoff.
Okay.
And her mans is Vision, who is also a superhero. And the show's just about like their life, and there's a lot of twists and turns and
Okay.
things like people are coming after her, but it's a lot to take in.
Okay.
But the show is so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
I feel like you always have like good recommendations, so I'm gonna check it
Yeah,
out.
you don't need to watch Marvel to watch WandaVision.
Okay.
It's like, kind of takes place as a sitcom, but like people are watching the sitcom and it's like serious. It's so good. Shout out to my dad and my brother. We all talk about it every week. And like every time an episode comes out, I'm just itching to watch it.
Okay,
It gets
Disney
better-
Plus?
Disney Plus.
Okay,
It gets better
gotcha.
and better every single week. And like this last episode on Friday, like had my jaw on the floor. It
Okay.
was so good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it so we can talk about it.
Yeah. I probably won't watch All American, so.
It's okay. I'll just tell you about it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely watch WandaVision if you haven't seen it. Definitely watch Framing Britney Spears on Hulu. And we're not going to talk about Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, never.
No.
He's kind of canceled right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but who knows. But that is all we have for the entertainment segment. Let's head over to Rachel and Alyssa with fashion.
Hello and welcome back to the Point Blank Fashion segment. My name is Rachel.
And my name is Alyssa Hefter. We're going to start off by talking about the most talked fashion of the weekend. It's going to be the weekend.
The weekend. Good one.
So I actually do love his kind of signature look. I think it's just very him. I kind of expected him to come out in something similar, like with the red sequin. It was actually, I get why it's his signature because it takes so long to make. It took 250 hours, hand sewn. So I understand why that's his go-to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not a fan of his whole new uniform, to be honest. I think we saw it a lot in his past music videos. I mean, it is his album signature look, yes, but I feel like if you had that on like for your past music videos, might as well spice it up for like this big event. You know, you have millions of people watching you. But the jacket is great. I even heard it was 44 pounds,
Oh, wow.
which I was like, that's definitely a workout. He was
Yeah.
running through the stadium basically,
I
and
didn't even
I'm
think
like
about that.
44 pounds. He was definitely sweating,
Yes.
but.
No, but overall, I think his performance as far as fashion definitely did a good job with the whole, he incorporated COVID very well, having the set, it was with the social distance kind of thing, and even when the dancers like being closer together, I think it was a creative way to incorporate mask as we, all
Yeah,
have to
all
now.
have
So I
to
think
do
that
that.
was a very good way for him.
I didn't even think about it with the whole, all of his backup dancers had those masks on, and I didn't even connect it to COVID until you
Yeah.
said that. I always like connected it to his the plastic surgery
Yes.
incident a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's definitely a different twist
Yes.
on fashion, I guess.
So moving on to Jasmine, what did we think about her outfit, her suit?
Oh my God, I think it was such a staple, powerful. I loved it all. I mean, the headpiece
Yes.
was completely beautiful. I
agree.
I
It
think,
was, yeah, I actually read that it was a tribute to Whitney Houston too. That it was something that's signature to Whitney, and so she just kind of wanted to give that tribute.
yeah, I think that's amazing. And then Eric,
Eric Church.
Yes. I I mean, considering they sang together, I mean, they sounded beautiful and all of that, but their outfits just like completely clashed. I mean, he had a
definitely did.
purple suede jacket and she was wearing all white. I mean, I think it could have been better put together.
I agree.
But I guess that wasn't really the focus of their
Yeah,
night.
his was very laid back country, which is his vibe. So it's just, interesting pair overall, but the other outfits definitely did not work together.
Yeah, definitely not. I think my favorite has to be her.
Yes.
Her outfit was absolutely amazing. I think a lot of people, there was definitely controversy between it because it was very laid back and casual. But when you really look into it, her leather biker jacket, it had a lot of patchwork, and she actually chose all of the patchwork that was on the sleeves.
Wow.
So it had words like justice, like love, equality, and all of that, which she really wants to express in her music. So I think it was really great that she also added that.
I love performers that incorporate any way that they can stand up for
Yeah.
what they believe in, because they're so powerful. So
Yeah.
and they have all eyes on them. So I love outfits that even incorporate what they believe in. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. And she also had an evil eye patch. So, I mean, that usually symbolizes like to keep away negative energy
yeah.
and all of that. And then for her, I saw in an interview, she said she really just wanted to represent positive future for herself and for the world around us.
That's awesome.
And
love
I
that.
also saw her jeans had a lot of patchwork as well. It was kind of like an ombre to a light blue and then black blue and then
Yes,
black
I
and then the
saw
back
that.
was black. And I read somewhere that she didn't like how the clothing industry had a lot of waste and clothes and all that. So she used pieces from Stevie Wonder and like something he wore back in the day and a whole bunch of other celebrities and incorporated that into her outfit. And I thought that was so cool.
I love
Just-
the meaning behind that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
her whole outfit was just so symbolic, and I think
was.
it was
And
really
then
great.
Moving on to the last performer of the Super Bowl, Miley Cyrus. Her outfits I felt like was very 80s inspiring, but also kind of had the touch of a Super Bowl reference cheerleader vibe in there.
Exactly.
How did we feel about that?
I loved it. I think there's a lot of controversy with cheerleader outfits too. Everybody's like, oh, they're too scandalous, sexualized, all that stuff. But she really rocked it. And she even posted on her Instagram, she said, boys will be boys, but women will be sickening or something like that. And I was like, yes, like you go,
I love
Miley.
her.
Like,
She's so
this is
empowering,
great.
doesn't care. It's
Doesn't
awesome.
care, yeah. And the whole outfit was leather and even the pom-poms too,
Yes.
which is super cool. And I also think that's such an upcoming trend and everybody's
I
wearing
agree.
leather now.
Leather's a big thing.
Yeah, very much so.
For sure.
So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall fashion Super Bowl, I loved them. I think
Yeah.
they pretty much nailed it with their vibe. Each outfit really fit the person.
Yeah, I think my only negative comment would be more outfit changes.
Yes.
We didn't, I mean, The Weeknd only had his uniform look that we all seen
agree.
before. So that's the only criticism I have.
I agree,
Yeah.
yeah. I think The Weeknd could have been a little bit better of a performer potentially with the Super Bowl. And I think we kind of needed a performer more than just a singer with everything going on in the world. Just make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But overall, the outfits, I'm obsessed with sequins, so I was a fan of that one.
Exactly.
But moving on from a little bit of a change, the Louis Vuitton just released their men's 2021 fall collection.
Yeah, I mean, I was very shocked by it. I was very taken back. I mean, it was all neutral tones, black, red, beige, but the pieces of clothing I was very taken back by because you saw skirts and dresses, and I'm just saying Harry Styles really started that trend. I think it's going to be upcoming, I honestly do love that though, the gender equality now that we see in fashion. So I think that was great. What about you? What did you like about
without
it?
a doubt, I love, again, like the gender equality, and I love how these big name brands, big designer name brands are saying, hey, like we can do this, the average teen American should do this too. So
Yeah.
I really love that. I feel like they definitely had similar silhouettes though. It's just kind of the boxy like suit. I noticed that a lot of them had bag satchels as well.
Yeah, I
How
did
do we
notice
feel
that.
about that with men?
I mean, I think, why not? I mean, men gotta carry things too. Why do women only get to
Yes.
have bags and purses and satchels? I think it should be beneficial to both genders or any gender for that matter. It's just a bag, and
Yeah.
that's where you put in it. And if
No,
it can be fashionable, then why not?
I
Yeah.
agree. Definitely helping the equality of
Yeah.
men and women both. So
Yeah.
it's definitely good in
Yeah,
that
so I
aspect.
think it's a go for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. It becomes a thing because I feel like that would be very useful.
For sure.
Yeah.
For men, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, we have the biggest trends as we kind of close out this winter season. Layers. I feel like hoodies, jean jackets, like layers are a big thing this year.
Big thing. I have to agree. A lot of people, you even see if you're on fashion TikTok, you see a lot of people wear leggings and then leather pants, and then they'll put a collared shirt and then a sweatshirt and then a leather jacket. And I honestly love the leather vibe. And then just having that extra warmth to layer under and making it look fashionable. I mean, who doesn't want to be warm? We're in the middle of February.
Have you gotten to the layer trend? I personally have not. I think I'm a little too scared to. I'm not good with piecing things together, so I'm a little scared to go that route. What do you think?
I mean, I have a lot of like simple clothes in my closet, so I think it actually adds a lot to an outfit. Can really make an outfit. Layering accessories too. It can make something so simple turn into something so like chic looking. So I am a fan of that. If you're in warmer states, like North Carolina has been pretty cold actually, but so I have been layering, but it is warming up, so I don't know if I'll keep on doing that.
And then hoodies and graphic tees, I feel like are a very big thing. I think a big trend now is just kind of like the laid back casual look, so it's just simple graphic tee, again with maybe a hoodie or something underneath it. It's definitely a big thing this year.
It is a big thing. I love it. I mean, comfort and fashion, perfect. And I feel like a lot of new designers or that are in college, they're starting to create like their own sweatshirts and stuff, and I think it's really a good idea.
That's my thing now. I love like these Instagram boutiques and stuff like that. Like I'm like obsessed with looking at them. They're so cool with like girls our age creating like outfits.
I know, awesome. And it's great to see that, and I'm really glad. I mean, not glad of COVID, but COVID allowed people to actually have time to sit down and really create a brand for themselves, even if it's as simple as a hoodie or a sweatshirt, a hoodie or a t-shirt. So And
then puffer coats, like the crop puffer coats, I'm obsessed with that trend. I don't know why. I think it's adorable. It's so cute.
It's so cute. I wore one here, and they have them everywhere. So you can, if your budget's a little smaller, you can still find it somewhere.
I agree.
It's great. I do love them.
I think they pretty much, that's my thing. I want something that goes with every outfit, so I don't have to worry about it matching. It's just so easy. Like grab like a quick black one or nude color. It just goes with everything.
I love the options of colors they have too, because you can really do anything you want depending.
And then claw clips too, I feel like are a big thing this year. I think again, just going for that simple COVID like stay at home lazy look. It's just easy to throw your hair out.
100%. I actually purchased some on Amazon the other day, and you can really find those anywhere too now. And it's just so easy. When you don't feel like doing your hair, you could just do a little twist, clip it, and it's like you spent hours on it, and I'm like, this is great.
Like definitely could be a sophisticated look too, kind of like with the low buns as well. They both incorporate like classy, but still like, it's simple. So
I definitely have to agree with you.
And then finally, our last trend, flared denim. I feel like flared denim is really making a comeback. I don't know how I feel about the flare boot cut denim.
I really wish it wasn't coming back. I feel like it's been a couple months now, and they're really trying, the fashion industry is really trying to push for it. But it really takes a certain body type, I think, to really pull it off.
I agree.
And that's why it's only a certain extent to how much it is
I'm not a huge fan either. Everyone says like fashion trends recycle, and we know like flare is like really the 80s, but I think it should stay in the 80s.
I think it should stay there. Definitely.
So unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, and I really hope you enjoyed this segment.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back with a short student spotlight after this quick break.
The original call was for langoustine ravioli. Langoustine is a tiny kind of lobster. Slight shellfish allergy rules that out. Plus, my wife ordered the langoustine. I will have chicken tenders and tater tots.
If you're a ref, you way over-explain things. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Sir, we don't have tater tots.
It's what you do.
I will have nachos.
High Point University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
I'll have the langoustine lobster ravioli.
For you, sir?
The original call was for langoustine ravioli. Langoustine is a tiny kind of lobster. Slight shellfish allergy rules that out. Plus, my wife ordered the langoustine. I will have chicken tenders and tater tots.
If you're a ref, you way over explain things. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Sir, we don't have tater tots.
It's what you do.
I will have nachos.
High Point University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
I'll have the langoustine lobster ravioli.
For you, sir?
The original call was for langoustine ravioli. Langoustine is a tiny kind of lobster. Slight shellfish allergy rules that out. Plus, my wife ordered the langoustine. I will have chicken tenders and tater tots.
If you're a ref, you way over explain things. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Sir, we don't have tater tots.
It's what you do.
I will have nachos.
Welcome. I'm Reese Allen with the Student Spotlight segment on Point Blank. This week we have special guests with us, Nia Rayner, here to talk to us about her new book, Rise. So, Nia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Reese. And essentially, hi everyone, I'm Nia. I'm an international business major here at High Point University, studying international business with a minor in Spanish, and I'm from Queens, New York. You'll find me all over campus, but essentially I'm very passionate about being creative, innovative, and just being able to communicate with others about my vision. And I am so excited to tell you guys about my book today called Rise, which is essentially about how people could become successful despite the challenges that we face.
That's awesome. So what inspired you to write this book?
Definitely for me, I've noticed the impact of how 2020 has really taken a toll on everybody. And one of the things I realized was when I had an internship offer, but unfortunately my internship offer got canceled, I noticed that after having multiple conversations with people about everything that was going on last year, not just the pandemic, but I realized that as a result of the external things that were going on, people were losing their inner confidence within themselves on how they could, when they want to achieve certain things. And I said to myself, just because there's certain things that are going on in the external, that should never impact your internal.
Sure.
And that's so difficult to implement on a day-to-day basis. But one of the things that I talk about in my book is the importance of growth on a day-to-day basis, because if you don't work on yourself on a day-to-day basis, you won't be able to look back on your growth from the past and look at yourself in the future.
That's so great. So this was kind of a quarantine project, I guess you would say, something that just kind of came in the moment. You saw an opportunity, right? You had the open time without having the internship, and you just kind of went from there and said, you know, this is something that I'm really seeing, and I want to tell people about it and help them with it.
I would definitely say that if it wasn't for COVID, I probably would have said to myself, yeah, I'm going to write a book, but not know exactly when. And I think during this time, even though there was a lot of unfortunate things that occurred last year, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would have not had the opportunity to write my thoughts out, because that's how the writing started. It was just my feelings on how everything is going on at this time. And then I just started writing about what can I do moving forward once we get into a better situation. And that was really all about just working on yourself on a day-to-day basis, really realizing your capabilities as a person. And in order for that to happen, it's not just about yourself. It's about how you could not just help yourself grow, but also the people around you, and how you could work together to make sure that everyone wins in the end.
That's awesome. I feel so inspired just talking to you. And that actually kind of brought me to my next point. I was going to ask, what is the process of writing a book? How does that work? I wouldn't even know where to get started. I just journal. So how did that go, and what was the process like?
Honestly, I would definitely consider myself very lucky. I had the opportunity to write multiple times when I was younger, and writing for me was just a hobby. It wasn't until my sophomore year of college here at High Point where I got introduced to someone named Logan Kamer, who's a brother of mine of Alpha Kappa Psi Business Fraternity, and he wrote a book before me. And I asked him, how did you do it? He told me about how he was able to write a book, and he introduced me to people at this program called Creator Institute, and I had the opportunity to take classes on the program, and I was able to secure a publisher with New Degree Press out of the program that I took. And essentially I learned about all the things about writing a book and what would allow a successful book to be essentially successful, and really taking into consideration, like, it is a process that does not come overnight. There's going to be times where you're not going to feel like writing, where your writing's going to be all mush, but it's all about pushing through and making sure that you are moving forward with the process, and making sure that you are looking at your team and having them help you, as well as just being able to trust the process in the end.
Right, so I guess that's kind of bringing you back to what your book was about, right? Being happy with that progress and taking those growths and realizing that growth, and then step by step going forward with that. That's kind of a little bit of a circle around, but I like that it kind of comes back around to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I've learned throughout writing my book is that in terms of growth, you can't do it alone, and it's all about the people in your life, or the people that have been surrounded with you in order for you to make a difference in the world. And that consists of having people in your life that you can learn from. So I had the opportunity to interview multiple people. I was able to interview Dr. Cobain, and as well as Joe Michaels, as well as other successful people that I'm very excited to share their stories in my book. But out of all the different stories, all the different backgrounds, one of the things that I realized that was the same was that consistency is key, and growth is super important in order for you to become the best person that you want to be.
That's so great to hear. I just was wondering, is there a certain author that you modeled this book after, or somebody that you had read up about beforehand that you've kind of, been inspired by?
Absolutely. Definitely for me, when I think about one of my favorite authors, I am very passionate about self-development. So there's so many books about self-development, but usually the authors are of a very similar group. And one of my favorite authors that would be in this group would be Mark Manson, who has written The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And that book really woke me up, because it made me realize that there's so many things that we take for granted, and it's just, there's so many things that we need to do in order to work on ourselves, but at the end of the day, there's certain things where it's just like, it is what it is, keep pushing, keep moving forward. And I was inspired by that, but I wanted to write something that was more focused towards Gen Z and millennials altogether, because we are in a time where we are in a world of instant gratification. If you ever want something, you ask Siri, you ask Alexa, you ask Amazon to get your package within less than 2 days. But in this environment, we don't realize that when it comes to ourselves specifically, we're not Alexa, we're not Siri, we're not Amazon. We need time to make sure that we know what it is that we want, and working on that on a daily basis in order to make that happen. So there's going to be a lot of different things that our generation is going to be focused on when it comes to planning out our goals and how we want to work with other people in our lives in order to make our lives the way we want it. And it's not going to be the same compared to self-development books that have been written in the past.
That really is so true, the whole self-gratification thing, and just needing it now, instant gratification. I find myself struggling with that, honestly, on a daily basis, I'll say. So is being a publisher, or being an author, or being a published author, is that something that you want to do going forward, or what's that journey like for you? Or is this just a in the moment, just right now, we'll see kind of thing?
Definitely for me, so I've always been passionate about writing, but I've always been passionate about entrepreneurship as well. I had the opportunity to start my own business, but I've also, in addition to the writing process for my book, I've been very dedicated to the business part of it as well. This December recently, I hosted a pre-sale campaign for my book, and the original goal for the pre-sale campaign was to sell at least $5,000 worth of books, and I was able to hit $6,000 in pre-sales. So I really want to utilize all the skills that I have in order to make this happen. And as I'm working on the book right now, definitely that entrepreneurial side is going to be within my book, and I hope that after this book is finished, I could continue on that and work on more books in the future that focus on that. But also, when I'm writing this book, I want to dedicate certain aspects to different parts of where I come from. I'm from Queens, New York, and I am a proud African American Latina woman, and I really want to create a space for authors that are not really represented, especially in self-development. It's usually a certain group that usually gets the spotlight. So if I write more books in the future, I would definitely love to create more opportunities for not just myself, but for others as well.
Wow, I'm so glad that there's people like you making sure other voices are heard and kind of brought to the public. That's so great. But other than that, like, is there any other advice that you might have for somebody who's interested in doing similar things, or any last remarks that you have for us today?
Just start. That's honestly all I could really say, because one of the things that I talk about in my book is the imposter syndrome, and just thinking about it, we have those thoughts within ourselves that it's just like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it. I don't have the experience and all that. I've never written a book in my life, but I knew I needed to do it. So you need to find what has been in the back of your mind, like that voice inside your head that's like, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's different for everybody. Whether it be you want to become a dancer, whether you want to start that business, whether you want to become an author, just start. If you want to become a dancer, practice your pirouettes on an every single day basis. If you want to become an author, start writing. If you want to start your own business, write a business plan. As long as you start and you have that progress on a day-to-day basis, you're going to be so proud of your growth over time.
Wow, I want to keep just talking to you forever. I feel better already. But thank you so much for being here. That's all we have time for this week. But up next, we have Point Plates with Liv and Grant.
Hello, and welcome back to Point Plates. I'm Liv. I'm Grant, and can you guess what we're talking about today?
I know. We're going to have a coffee talk.
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
At Starbucks, because there's two.
Of course.
Starbucks is at HPU, and at Starbucks, we're going to talk about our favorite drinks and snacks, along with tips and tricks to get the most for your magic meal. So Liv, favorite drinks and pastries, go.
Okay. Hot tea. Let's talk about hot tea, and that's the tea. Chai tea with almond milk and honey. My sweet maid told me about this. It is scrumptious. It is like, it's so like fall-like. It makes me very excited. And I know it's not fall anymore, but still. And then we have honey citrus mint tea. And I know that sounds strange, like all those like flavors together, but I must say, it is divine. It is just the right amount of sweetness. It is just a great way to start the morning. I want to tell you right now. And then we have hot coffee. I recommend.
Wait, the mint tea, what is that?
The honey mint tea? The honey citrus mint tea? Or the mint tea, the mint majesty.
What's that?
The mint majesty?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like mint tea. I don't really do that stuff. But we have a caramel brulee latte, and man, that just tastes like a full-on dessert, and I'm here for it. I really love that stuff. As well as the cold brew coffee, I love a good pumpkin cream cold brew. And I know we had this conversation, you don't really like pumpkin, and a lot of the things they're recommending you will be pumpkin flavored. And that's okay, because I really like pumpkin. For my cold drink, I gotta say the dragon drink. And it's like the mango dragon fruit one.
The dragon drink
but it
reminds
has
me of a
coconut.
pink drink. I had one pink drink in my life on the way to Myrtle Beach 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and I almost threw up because I can't have coconut.
Oh, see, that's the problem there.
Coconut
There's
will
a
make
lot of
me
coconut milk in that.
all the way up.
Oh, that's gross.
And I didn't know that when I got the pink drink, so
Watch out for that. I would recommend not having it if you are allergic to coconut. But my favorite snacks, I gotta say the pumpkin loaf is so good. Ask for it like warmed. It melts in your mouth. Oh, it's so relaxing. And if you want a sandwich, do you have something to say?
Yeah, so before the show today, Rihanna went and got us all Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I got a banana nut bread, but they didn't have it, so they gave me pumpkin loaf instead. And I don't usually like pumpkin as a flavor. I don't think it should be a flavor in general. But that's what I got, and it was good.
It was,
it
right?
was like, I don't know. It was just really good.
It's really light and fluffy. I remember at home, like, I was so into that pastry that I actually made
very
a
moist,
Starbucks pumpkin bread at my house.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
moist.
was moist. And it's a lot of butter and oil, and that's what it is, but it's great. And then also for a sandwich, I recommend the ham and Swiss, the egg ham and Swiss one. It's like on a croissant bun. It is so good. It's too good, actually. It's concerning, but highly recommend that if you're looking for a good breakfast sandwich.
Right, so
Yes. What
my
about you?
favorites.
Yeah, tell me
as
about
far
yours.
as Christmas. So Christmas just passed.
Okay, yeah.
Which means Starbucks just got rid of their Christmas menu.
Mm-hmm.
And I love all things eggnog. Especially Starbucks' eggnog latte. And no foam, no.
No foam. Why not? No,
Put anything else, no foam, top it with nutmeg. I also love just steamed eggnog, which is just warmed up eggnog, what it sounds like. And for some reason they still have the iced latte on the menu, the
They
HBU
do.
menu now. If you go and order and tap, it's still on there for some reason.
nice.
But as far as other hot drinks, I like the hot tea. They just introduced this fall, the caramel apple spice. I don't know if they're going to do it all year round or what.
Gotcha.
Please keep it, attention, HBU Dining, keep that on the menu all year round. So it's just steamed apple juice with cinnamon syrup, whipped cream. It has whipped cream. I like it sometimes I don't. In the special request, I always say no cinnamon syrup, no whipped cream, nothing. Just steam the apple juice and dust it with
Wait a minute. Are you telling
cinnamon.
me I could just put apple juice in my microwave and it's the
well,
same
it's not
flavor?
the same because they do it, run it through a special machine. If
It's
you put it in the
different.
microwave, it's going to get too hot.
I
And
mean,
it's not
true.
gonna- It just won't taste the same. Anyway, yeah, just steam me some apple juice, dust it with nutmeg. I always put that in the special instructions.
Dust
they never
it.
listen to it. But it's actually good. I just had one before the show tonight, and
perfect.
it's good with the whipped cream. So other hot drinks, I like sick tea. You recommended that
I
to
did.
me.
I love sick tea. And
That
it's not just when you
is,
sick.
Peach Tranquility tea with apple juice steamed. I must be on like a apple juice high or something. 'Cause It's really good. And honey, and then sweetened if you so choose. As far as cold tea, I like an iced latte. I sound like I'm ordering at Starbucks.
Yeah, and what else
I would
you
like
like?
an iced tea with lemonade, sweetened. It used to come sweetened by default, not anymore.
Yeah.
For some
Oh,
reason.
really?
You either have to do it yourself or get them to
Oh.
pump the sweetener syrup in there. As far as cold coffee, I like an iced macchiato, iced caramel macchiato,
Oh, you can't go wrong with those.
unshaken, unstirred, because it keeps the
Wait,
elements
whoa, whoa, whoa,
separated.
whoa, whoa.
They,
I gotta say, quick story time. I got an iced caramel macchiato last time on Point Blank, and they didn't give me a straw. And so Rihanna whips out a toothbrush she got from the dentist, and I used it to mix my drink, and that's why I like it when it's mixed, because then I get in that situation where all the caramel's at the bottom, you got the middle part milk, and then you got this espresso at the top. You need a
Yep, so everything's separated when they give it to you, and you have the choice of shaking it, stirring, whatever you want. I just keep it as it is, because the milk or cream, whatever it is, it's so sweet. I just like to drink that separate from the coffee.
What's the point?
Occasionally I'll stir it up and drink
Okay.
some of it, but for the most part I keep it separate. And then, like you said, all the caramel's at the bottom.
Yeah, you get the
so when
goo.
you're done, you get to lick it all up. And
What the
same
hell?
thing with Frappuccinos too, which I don't get anymore because they leave like an oily aftertaste in
Yeah.
my mouth.
Yeah,
No,
but
thank you.
what's the point if you're separated? I'm not gonna judge. It's okay.
Anyway, as
Well,
far
it's
as hot
fine.
coffee, which I rarely drink, when I do get hot coffee from Starbucks, I get the Pike Place, which is their medium roast with hazelnut syrup and then the regular cream and sugar. As far as snacks, my go-to is a plain bagel with cream cheese, banana nut bread, which I got tonight and they didn't have. They're always running out of stuff, especially at Cottrell, but we'll talk about that later. A lemon loaf, coffee cake. Their oatmeal is good too.
I've never had their oatmeal.
And they make it for you too, so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, a croissant with butter, and then any of the egg bites, which I've kind of grown out of. I'll get them every once in a while, but for the most part, I've grown out of the egg
People change.
bites. And then the chicken sausage biscuit sandwich. Oh my gosh! I don't know why HPU. I don't know if they stopped selling them everywhere or just at HPU.
Yeah.
But they were the bomb.com.
I didn't know they had those.
And now they're gone. I don't know what happened to them.
Well,
Attention HPU Dining, bring those back.
bring those back. I don't know what they're doing.
But as far as our recommendations for tips and tricks while you're at Starbucks, especially on campus, one of the main things we recommend is to order online. Because number one, it takes long in itself ordering online. So if you go there and order it, it's going to take even longer. And go to Slane, because for some reason people forget about that one. They always go to Cottrell.
Yeah. No, Slane's
go
where
to
it's at.
Slane. It's so much nicer. It has so much more of a homey feel. And it's so much busy. And the staff they know what they're doing.
They do.
Not that Cottrell staff doesn't know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
Slane knows what they're doing. Anyway, tell them about the trick you can do with
There's
the
this
Magic Meal.
trick you can do, guys. If you order online, you can, okay, so normally, this is the normal thing. If you go in person, you can get a Magic Meal. You can get tall drink, which is like,
Yeah, venti.
like a sip with all the ice, and then and then a pastry. But if you go online,
No, you can get a venti and a pastry. with
but
wine.
online you can do the venti and the pastry.
Oh, you can't do that in person?
No, it's only
Oh,
tall
yeah, 'cause
drinks.
their
And
apples
that's
are
why.
broke.
And
Don't
you know
tell
why?
anyone,
It's
though.
because of the price. After it goes over like $7.20,
think.
$7.10,
Yeah,
it's
$10.
it's gonna be over. Like you have to move it to general. But if you get like a tea, teas are pretty cheap. So you could get like a venti tea and then a pastry.
Last year, I used to get, or before the app broke, I guess, I would only get a tall drink, and that would be one Magic Meal. If I wanted to get like a pastry or, I don't know, a bagel or something, I would have to get charged extra. It's like, have you guys bumped your head over there? I'm not paying one Magic Meal for a tall drink, which is mostly ice.
It's just ice, and that's my other tip. When you order, ask for light ice.
Or don't get ice.
or
It's already cold.
But sometimes it's not cold, and if it's not cold, light ice. You're gonna get so much more for your money. That's a trick.
Ask for 2 ice cubes if you can.
2 ice cubes?
Yeah.
Just you could do that?
Sure.
I guess
Why not?
so.
Put in the
You
special
could.
instructions that they don't listen to.
Yeah.
You can also get 2 pastries for a Magic Meal, which is nice. So if you're on the go and you're really hungry, you don't mind not having a drink, you can do that.
Yes.
But and speaking of ice, I'm not a big fan of ice in
Why?
any of my drinks. Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, anywhere.
Why?
Except Sonic. Sonic has the best ice.
What's so different about their ice?
It's like, they look like turds almost.
Oh, are they like soft?
And it's like, yeah, it's like pellets.
Oh yes, I know what
And
you
then
mean.
you chew
Those
on
are
it,
good.
You chew on it and it basically like just melts in your
Yeah,
mouth.
those are actually. I do
Chick-fil-A
understand.
has similar ice, not at High Point though. They don't use the regular franchise ice. Chick-fil-A has really good ice, but I still don't get ice from there. I just, when I get my half and half from Chick-fil-A, I just get it as is because it's, like I said, it's already cold.
I'm a big fan of ice. I gotta be honest with you.
I
They
can't
melt in my
stand
mouth.
people
They're
who-
like mints, you know?
I can't stand people who just like fill their cup up with ice and then put the drink. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Oh, wait, what is that? It's no.
Anyway,
But there are so.
Cottrell or Slane?
Cottrell, Slane. Okay. Slane. Come on. I mean Slane. I'm always at Slane. If you're You'll see me at Slane's every single day.
Oh yeah, every time we get a package, she's sitting there.
Yeah, I really am. So it really is true. And so, but I like Slane better because first of all, it's closer to like everything else. I feel like Cottrell's out of your way, unless you have a class there or you live in like Centennial. But
Village, the Greek Village.
yeah, those areas. But for me, I think Slane, let's say you want coffee, then you're like, I want some Chick-fil-A. It's right downstairs. And I heard they have good ice too.
Coffee and Chick-fil-A, that'll give you the runs.
Yeah, it depends what you get.
I live in York, but I don't mind going to Slane for good service because number one, they have more options. I don't know what that's about at Slane.
I feel like they run out of things
two,
less.
They're never busy. I can get my stuff 10 minutes after I order at Cottrell. The wait time's like 40. The people at Cottrell are usually pretty mean, but I think it's because they're stressed.
Yeah.
And they have such an influx of orders at once. But treat them nice. They're stressed. One time I went to reach behind the counter to get either a straw or a stopper, and the lady yelled at me.
Well,
because I wasn't supposed to reach behind the counter, but that's their fault. They should put them up front where people can get them.
well, I mean, COVID.
Oh, well.
But they are wrapped, so I don't really know what that's about.
Exactly.
Yes, you have a good point there.
But Slane does have more of a Starbucks feel to it.
It does. It does.
Whereas Cottrell, it's just kind of like out in the open and yeah, whatever. But, fun fact, and I learned this from our advisor, Nick Blair.
Oh.
Where the Jamba is
Yes.
used to be where the Cottrell's Starbucks was,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
And then where the Starbucks in Cottrell is now, if I'm correct, it was either going to be a Chili's
Welcome to Chili's.
or a Chipotle. And I think like the students had to vote on it. And they voted on Chili's.
Wait, but hang on. I gotta.
How the hell
Why would
were
you
you
have
gonna put-
Chili's? It's like you're in this
How are you-
business area,
how
and then
are they
you
gonna
walk
put-
by and there's a freaking
How are they
Chili's.
going to put a full-service Chili's
I don't.
in the international
I don't know.
concourse?
That makes total sense to have a Starbucks. I don't.
Also, why would they choose Chili's over Chipotle?
I know. What are the student
Chipotle would've
body
done so
thinking
much
at the
better
time?
'cause Chipotle's like the line, and you get in the line, get your stuff, whatever. I can't imagine someone going in there like they're going to Prime.
Yeah, exactly.
To go to Chili's.
The real question is why wasn't Panera on that list? Because
Well, because we have the Great Day Bakery.
oh, yep, that's
Great
the truth.
Day.
Why is it all
Whatever.
bagels? That's another segment for another day.
Right, and so the reason they didn't put the Chili's in the Cottrell is because Starbucks almost burnt the Wannick Center down.
Oh my
Because
God.
when they used to be where Jamba is now.
Oh.
So then they had to move to Cottrell.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
But that's all our tips, tricks, pastries, and drinks recommendations from Starbucks. Next week, we'll probably talk about either something. Oh, next week we're talking about places off campus to go to. I'm
Yes.
so excited for that.
Very
Please
exciting.
join us next week, and thank you for watching Point Blank
Yes,
today. We'll see
yes.
you all next week.
Bye, guys.